It is not at all, despite what the media would like you to think, it's not at all difficult to understand how the Bidens got into the influence for profit business. And just on a side note, the Democrats have this thing where they say Hunter Biden was just selling the illusion. Well, if he wasn't delivering anything for the money he was being paid, just an illusion, why would one foreign entity after another line up to do business with him if he wasn't delivering on his promises? And I'm just going to lay out one clear example. I could focus on many, but I only have so much time, and one is enough. To Democrats, the pattern is, it's not at all shocking, okay? That being the son of or daughter of a powerful person will open doors for you. I mean, after all, you'll be invited to some pretty exclusive social circles where you would build relationships. Okay, that's fine. But in the case of Hunter Biden, we have the evidence that he not only profited from it greatly, but that his father did the dirty work of the highest bidders. Now, according to the media, there's just nothing to see here.
So far, they have been not able to prove any evidence here of wrongdoing.
House GOP members continue to try and link Hunter's business dealings to the president, though they have yet to produce any concrete evidence.
Now, it is important to keep in mind, while Republicans believe that there is a tie between Hunter Biden's business dealings and the president himself, they have yet to provide any hard evidence that the president himself has done anything wrong.
House Republicans are going to accuse him.
They are.
They're going to make the accusation.
They're going to accuse him of all sorts of stuff.
Whether they have the evidence or not.
Correct.
And Republicans have not tied the president, Joe Biden, to profiteering from them.
They didn't have the evidence yet. No.
Where's the evidence? There is no evidence of any wrongdoing by the president.
There is today zero evidence that Joe Biden, the president of the United States, knew about what his son was doing. And if the president of the United States committed the kind of offenses that in the Republican fever dreams they're saying he committed without any evidence, there is at this point zero evidence that Joe Biden is guilty of anything. What the Republicans are doing, of course, is they're just very, very angry that their guy got impeached twice, and so they're just casting about for a way of revisiting retribution on the Democrats, and this is their latest fever dream.
I don't know if they focus tested the whole it's weather angle, but the Democrats are running with it.
But have they pointed to anything to suggest that Joe Biden engaged in corrupt behavior? No. And on the contrary, Hunter Biden's business partner said, yeah, he was on some phone calls talking about the weather, exchanging pleasantries. Is that in the category of, presidential family members that are problematic? Billy Carter, Hugh Rodham, maybe it's in that category, but it is sure and absolutely not a crime. So
it's just the weather, says Jim Himes, who's the Dan Goldman of Adam Schiff's. Here's Joe Biden, in his own words, leaving a voicemail for Hunter Biden taken from the laptop that should leave no doubt that Joe knew exactly what Hunter was up to.
Hey, pals, Dad, it's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, that's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
In the clear from what? He doesn't know anything about his business. Okay, so a little history from our friends over at the Cato Institute, a libertarian think tank. Headline: America's Ukraine hypocrisy. The extent of the Obama administration's meddling in Ukraine's politics was breathtaking. Quote, the extent of the Obama administration's meddling in Ukraine's politics was breathtaking. Russian intelligence intercepted and leaked to the international media a Nuland telephone call, that's Victoria Nuland, in which she and Ambassador to Ukraine Jeffrey Pyatt discussed in detail their preferences for specific personnel in a post-Yanukovych government. The U.S. favored candidates including Arseniy Yatsenyuk, keep that name in mind, the man who became prime minister once Yanukovych was ousted from power. During the telephone call, Nuland stated enthusiastically that Yats is the guy who would do the best job. Nuland and Pyatt were engaged in such planning at a time when Yanukovych was still Ukraine's lawful president. It was startling to have diplomatic representatives of a foreign country and a country that routinely touts the need to respect democratic processes and the sovereignty of other nations to be scheming about removing an elected government and replacing it with officials meriting U.S. approval. Washington's conduct not only constituted meddling, it bordered on micromanagement. The Obama-Biden administration used the full weight of U.S. foreign policy to force out the sitting president of Ukraine and hand-select who would ascend to power. Having the inside knowledge of this? If you were trying to do business, it'd be a great asset. And if one were trying to profit and game the system. I want you to take a look at this. This is an email from Hunter Biden's laptop. And it is dated April 13th, 2014. It's to Devon Archer, where up front, Hunter Biden tells Archer that Poroshenko's actually going to be the guy. He's going to be the president. Next, he tells Archer that Burisma will and can undercut the market and that the IMF will help them weather the storm while they undercut the Russians. And then he explains how he and Archer could be key in help shaping the company's politics. Then in the second part of the email, put that up, he tells Archer to get a burner phone. Just so you know, White House visitor logs show that Devon Archer visited Joe Biden in the White House just a few days later. Petro Poroshenko assumed office June 7th, 2014. Then came this.
And I remember going over convincing our team, or others, to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired.
Viktor Shokin was a state prosecutor for the Ukrainian government who was looking into money laundering and tax evasion at Burisma, who was there below pricing their product to beat the Russians while the IMF was subsidizing them. And Mykola Zlochevsky, the CEO, was under investigation. He put Hunter Biden on the board of directors along with Devon Archer to buy influence. The FD 1023s show that they paid one Biden $5 million and the other Biden $5 million. JustTheNews.com headline, Devon Archer's testimony shows real quid pro quo in Ukraine was Joe Biden, Comer says. Democrats in Congress in 2019 argued Trump had no basis to ask Ukraine's president to investigate Hunter Biden. Quote, Archer, Hunter Biden's former business partner, reportedly revealed in the closed-door testimony Monday that Hunter Biden was being pressured to back in December 2015 to do something about Viktor Shokin, the Ukrainian prosecutor who was investigating Burisma. In the same month, Hunter Biden's father, Joe Biden, had helped get the Ukrainian prosecutor fired while Biden was serving as vice president. Archer also said Burisma would not have survived if it were not for the influence of the Biden family. This is not hard to understand. Hunter Biden had advanced knowledge of what the Obama-Biden administration was doing in Ukraine. He was escorting his father to Ukraine. When the pro-Russian president was pushed out by the Obama-Biden administration, and the Poroshenko administration began investigating the CEO of Burisma. The CEO of Burisma put Hunter Biden on the board of directors, paying him a huge sum of money. They would not have survived this investigation unless the prosecutor was fired. Joe Biden went ahead and used the full weight of U.S. foreign policy to threaten Ukraine by withholding loan guarantees of $1 billion in foreign aid. That's how the game works. Joe Biden is profiting from the office of the vice presidency. He must be impeached. That's my argument.